Hey guys, okay, let's try that again. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is long overdue. Let me just clear this up. My intent on my healing series was to put up multiple videos about me going through the process, but I kind of the process kind of just took over, and I forgot to kind of just film my experience and each step that I'm taking. I think as people, everybody has been through something, and the only way we can properly heal is through Jesus Christ. And when we try to do it ourselves, we use things that distract us, or we basically lie to ourselves. Yeah, I'm okay, I'm fine. When you are deeply traumatized and you're just trying to forget about everything. But I'm just going to speed you guys up. I have to tell you guys when the last time I even made that video, and where I'm at now. So basically, that whole process I was going through, what I did, a lot of the process was mainly prayer. Can I tell you how strong prayer is? I can't even, especially when you are obedient and you're devoted to God, that form is the strongest. Sorry, I'm just looking down when the last time I put the video up. My healing series, which was the first episode, was 3 months ago. So I did a lot of prayer. I've really committed a lot of my time in church. I'm making friends, and if you know me, I've had the same friend for years, and it's if I date people, it's for years. So no new friends. I used to be that team, and I'm not mean or nasty with it, but it was just my comfortability, I am kind of awkward, I would like to say, and I just didn't want people to think I was weird, so I kind of kept to myself. But that also kept me from my growth, and my knowledge about Christ, and being around people that share the same passion as me, which is Christ. So anyways, I'm just going off on a tangent. A lot of my time was praying. A lot of my time was in church, learning more about him, feeling and experiencing Jesus on a whole nother level. The pain that I've endured over time really crippled me as a woman, and just chasing God and wanting to be close to him. Even sometimes I didn't want to go to church. Sometimes, let's just be realistic, sometimes we just tired and we just want to go. But I pushed myself, and when God sees that, he pushes himself closer to me, and this has been the most amazing feeling that I've ever felt, because I can physically feel Jesus holding me and consoling me and talking to me. I've never heard Jesus more clearer in my whole entire life. And that's what I needed. You know, I needed to hear him say, like, I'm here for you. You went through some things, but I'm going to tell you something. The storm is over. The storm is over. And I did post my baptism story. And if you didn't watch that, go back and watch that. But God sent this song to me. It's called The Storm is Over. The Storm is Over Now by Kirk Franklin and God's Property. That was a song that was sent to me and put in my heart, like, around the time of my baptism. I felt like the Spirit told me one day the storm is over, and I was like, let me put that into YouTube. And then the song came up, and I've played this song for months, and it just brings me a joy. And I can feel God telling me, like, you've been through some stuff, Assata, but that will no longer have dominion over you. You are going to be a strong Black woman of Christ, and you're going to overcome all of that, and you're going to be there for people that have been through that or worse. You know, people are going to see God in you because you were able to conquer all of that, you know, all of that life gives, you know. So, church, prayer, like, excessively praying, excessively talking to Christ, like, and it became a habit, you know, because Christ is not only my Father, but he's my confidant. So it's like I have created a habit where as soon as I get upset, I'm like, God, please help me. Like, why am I feeling like this? And I'm honest with God. Like, you can't even sugarcoat things with Christ. What's the point? Like, he knows your heart. He knows what's really going on. When you want to say, God, I really want to da 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 da, it's okay to get these feelings out, you know? But as long as you do not act on it, that's where the sin comes in. So I am just grateful for God. I am grateful for the blood. I am grateful for his one and only son that he has given up for me. And just, my phone is on 10%. That has really gotten me along. As soon as I would get sad or feel lonely, sometimes the devil's a clever one, but he's not more clever than Jesus. Yo, what I thought. I had one really bad breakdown where just a lot of old emotions came up, and that was the holidays are a really hard time for me. So that was that was closer to Christmas, as Christmas was coming up, you know. It was a really bad time, and I want to break this cycle where I am completely miserable towards the holidays. I want to create my own traditions with my friends and you know, anybody who wants me around during that time. But I am breaking this chain of sadness, bitterness, and depression. I'm not doing it no more. And that's what I had to tell myself. But it's hard to tell yourself that when you're in the mood, you know, like, but that's what God is for. Like, as soon as you fall deeper into God, his thoughts and his mindset and his way becomes yours. So it has become a lot easier for me to sort of snap out of it. You bugging, girl, you bugging. Like, chill, sis, chill. So I am grateful for that. Journaling as well, and studying the word. Just the word alone is very comforting, you know, like just everything we've been through, maybe in a not in the same sense, but God came down in physical form, human form, and was able to go through every feeling that we've ever felt before. So just reading that and learning that, because sometimes it's hard to trust in somebody and you're like, you don't even know what I feel. Like you don't know how I feel. You don't know what I've been through. Why am I even talking to you? Like, that's natural for human beings. But as I learned that God does, and God has felt what we all feel some days, that's comforting. Like, I can't even be like, all right, Jesus, you went through this. Let me learn from you. Let me see how you dealt with it. And let me tell you, it's not always easy trying to, what would Jesus do? But you have to fight through that. And it's just a power that you receive when you become invested in God and you are God's child. You have a power over your life. Like, and that's only through Christ himself. And when I mean power, you have power through prayer. So when you speak, God hears you. You have power over your emotions, because there's people out there that, well, that's just the way I am. This is just the way. No, you can control yourself. Like, get it together. And that's to people like, you clearly don't know what. Just gonna get into that another day. But, you have power over your emotions. You have power over the words that are coming out of your mouth. You have power over the thoughts you think. Yes, you do. You do. Well, I can't help it. You know, I'm just used to it. This is what I'm used to. Come on. Could we just stop that excuse now? Like, it's getting old. You know, like, you have responsibility, you know, and I really try not to think of it. When I get deep in my emotions, that's when I'm being like, everything's about me. But when I step out of myself, I'm like, why am I here right now? I'm here for a bigger purpose. I'm not here because I was sent here to be miserable, and you know, like, I was sent here for a bigger purpose, and my purpose is to speak to people about Christ, and just for them, just to even plant a seed. Right now, God made me a farmer. I'm here to plant a seed, you know, and I planted many seeds, and I can see how I'm helping. So I have to remember, like, Assata, it's not even about you. You better battle this through. This emotion is what's happening right now. Tomorrow morning, you're going to be good. Everything's going to work out. You know, trust in the Lord. Oh, yes. That is a big thing. Learning how to trust in God. Just let it go. Like, you, Assata, trusting in yourself, where has that brought you? Like, I really had to sit there, like, let's think about some of the choices you made. You made it off of your own judgment, understanding. Where did it lead you? What happened to you after that? So I kind of have to take responsibility of my actions, you know, and a lot of people don't do that. And just accepting and trusting in Christ. Like, God, I tried to do it myself 1,000,005 times. It didn't work. So you know what? It's all yours. It's all yours. Go ahead, take it, do your thing. So I've had to learn how to do that, and that helped me alone, because I'm a worry warrior. I was a worry warrior, and yeah, it still comes up little by little. I don't want to be a worry warrior. I want to be a prayer warrior, you know? Like, I want to pray aloud and confident, pray for people, because God is just wonderful and amazing, and that's the type of warrior I want to be, a prayer warrior. I want to be a warrior for Jesus Christ. I don't want to worry all day and stress all day for what? I don't get paid for that. I don't get paid for that. So yes. Okay, so that's what I've been doing. That's how I've been doing. I have never felt so good in my entire life. Like, ever. Ever. Before this point, like, ever. Like, I feel completely safe. I just trust that whatever happens, even if I don't want it to, it's in His will. Like, Assata, you can't fight it. It's gonna happen either way. Like, learn how to trust in Him, work around it, move on. He has something better for you. Period. 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 Like, you never really losing out on something. Like, it's God. God did not. If God can sacrifice His own Son, what sense does that make that He's gonna hold something from you? You know? No sense at all. So it's like, okay, I trust you. I know I want this right now, and I think this will totally be for me, and this will make my life completely happy. And then God's like, no, no, no. This is not happening. We're gonna do something else. And you're gonna be fighting like, oh my God. Like, sometimes we feel entitled. That's another thing. I stopped feeling entitled. I stopped feeling like, God, why'd you make my life this way? I don't deserve this. I stopped pitying myself as well. Like, oh my God, like, why can't I be somebody else? Like, Jesus, why did you curse me? You know, I stopped doing that. I went through what I went through so I can be able to share it. Simple as that. Simple as that. So I can share it and reach out to somebody with a similar story or not. And what else? I completely lost my train of thought. There's just so much things going on through my head. I'm trying to catch you guys up, and the time is running by. And I don't want this video to be too long, so anyways, so I stopped feeling entitled, you know. Now it's like, you have to accept what you went through. That's the first step, and I clarified that in my last video. First step is to sit down, think about everything you've been through, accept that it happened, and be like, I'm done. That chapter is done. Closed. You have no power over me today, and I will not be sad. I will not be depressed. And I found that strength through Christ, like, period. So stop feeling entitled. Just take control. Like, maybe 2 days ago, I woke up, I'm like, this is my life. This is my only life. I am grabbing the reins, and I'm trusting in God to lead me where I need to go. I'm tired of having things up in the air, hoping things will work out for me. No, this is my only life. I'm gonna accept it as it is, and I'm going to make it better. Period. Like, I'm gonna go full force and do whatever I have to do to make sure I'm happy and to make sure things get better with myself. That's it. That's it. So that part is done. I also want to do a 2018. I can't even say update. It's not even why am I so weird? Anyways, 2018.
Big things are GWAN, so let me tell you that.
And you know, everybody's saying it. Everybody's hype. Like, everybody being mad hype about the new year, new me, da da da. No. Now, better me through Christ. That's it, baby. And I am finding my empowerment and I am manifesting it in all aspects of my life. Let me tell you that. And I'm going to live life abundantly. Yes, through Christ. Yes. And when I mean that, full on, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to do fun things. I'm tired of working. Like, I've worked maybe since I got my first job when I was 16. 16, 18, 16. Got my first job. And ever since that day, I have non-stop worked. I don't know what it is to chill the heck out. I'm going to do that this year. Sacrifice the little pennies and coins or whatnot. I'm going to mentally rest, spiritually re-up myself, and we're going to war. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I am going to be praying a lot about a lot of things. And when I say prayer, it's just not speaking to Christ, asking him for stuff, even though as long as we're obedient to him, he will give us all of our desires. But that's not only it. Like, I'm going to be doing, not only praying, but getting up, moving, and making the effort for whatever I'm praying for. And God is just going to have my back. Like, that is what it's gonna be this year. So